seeking a variance to for reconstruction after catastrophe or demolition to construct a new single-family dwelling. Special permit for the property owned by Silas and Ashley Neri for the property at 8 Villa Road, seeking approval for a special permit under zoning bylaw use regulations for a garage for more than 4 motor vehicles. Continuation of special permit and variance public hearing, which was opened on May 4th, 2022 for the property owned by Jeffrey and Kristen Sartorelli at 12 Honeysuckle Road for an accessory apartment under zoning bylaw section 3.6 and 4.0 dimensional and density regulations for a side yard setback. Public hearing for a request for finding of fact, extension or alteration of non-conforming use under zoning bylaw 5.3.4.5 to construct a screen porch for the property owned by Lawrence Katz at 1 Gregory Island Road, and continuation of a public hearing for a comprehensive permit. Public hearing opened April 6, 2022, application by Harbor Light Community Partners for a comprehensive permit pursuant to MGL Chapter 40B for the construction of a 45-unit multifamily housing property at 466 Highland Street, owned by the Britton Family Trust. And I think we have some minutes to approve. I think we're going to take Honeysuckle Road first, since this is a continuation of the hearing from last month. We'll say for anyone that, if anyone is here for the hearing on the 40B Harbor Light Community Partners, if we're unable to get on Zoom, we're not going to go forward with that because I know there is a lot of public interest. Could one of you go into the Hamilton, the Hamilton, our Hamilton account, and email George Pucci, the attorney for KMP, and tell him we're probably not going to be going forward.
Today.
Thanks. Okay, so this is the continuation of the hearing on 12 Honeysuckle Road. We considered it last time and essentially indicated that the board was not likely to grant the side yard variance, so we asked the applicant if they wanted to come back with some revised plans, and I believe they have. So we'll hear from you if you just identify yourself for the record. Thank you. Oh, God. Just 1 minute.
Lydia Shidorska from Fine Art Design and Construction.
I guess,
Should I hold off?
let me turn on the recorder now that I've blabbed. Oh, this isn't the recorder. This is for the,
Wow, this is just one of those nights.
oh, man, this is, yeah, I should take this show on the road. This is to turn the air conditioning off.
Oh, great. It's gonna turn into a sweatbox.
Okay. Could I
There's
ask?
something in the drawer over there?
I think she probably expected it to be on Zoom, so could I ask our associate members to just take some notes so that we can cobble together some minutes on this?
Hang on, I got you.
Jeez, okay. Well, thanks, Bruce. I guess you know who's the chairman in waiting is.
No.
Let's embarrass them.
No.
All right, just start recording.
Okay, okay, we have something recorded, so that's great. Okay, we'll hear from you now. Thank you. Again, just identify yourself, please.
Lydia Shidowska from Pioneer Design and Construction,
Okay,
representing Mr. and Mrs. Dragonetti for the 12 Honeysuckle Road. We had sent the drawings in indicating that we are not going to proceed with the garage addition on the side. We had added the addition towards the back of the house, which is not affecting the side setbacks. And we had provided with a 900 square feet apartment space, including the first floor entry on the first floor, as well as second story addition.
okay. My colleagues have any questions on the plans, the revised plans?
No, you're well within the setbacks, you don't have to worry about that. Scratch that off the list.
So,
The apartment.
yeah,
It's under,
I think the only issue to, that we just have, to be aware of is that the bylaw, let me just get the language. Any new outside entrance to serve an apartment shall be located on the side or rear of the building unless the permit granting authority deems otherwise appropriate, given the layout and function of the building. So, if we just need to make assuming we're okay with it, make a finding of fact that, in this case, we're okay with the entrance being on the front of the dwelling. So, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
It's fine. It's in there.
I think we've gone through at the last meeting, other than it meets all the requirements of the section 3.6, so, I think with the change that they're not seeking the variance, it's okay. I would entertain I guess, are there any other than, the conditions contained in the bylaw, any other specific conditions that the board thinks might be appropriate? Hearing none, I would accept a motion to grant the special permit for the accessory apartment based on the revised plans submitted. Is there a motion?
Aye, motion.
Motion by Bruce Gingrich. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by David Perrin, Chief. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the petition is granted. So the procedure from here is I have 14 days to write and file a decision with the town clerk. You or your clients will get a copy from the date that it's filed with the town clerk. There's a statutory 20-day appeal period that has to run. Then you can get your building permit. You should get a certified copy once that time is run, get a certified copy of the decision and have it recorded at the Registry of Deeds.
Great,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is the public hearing on the request for a variance.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Right.
Hold the mics a little bit closer, please.
Mike's a little bit closer.
Okay. Request for a variance at 139 Cutler Road. hear from the applicants.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Emilio Lanzello, we're co-owners of the property. Purchased this a while ago. Our engineer was planning to be online, so we know what happened there. So I think you guys have the plans there?
Yep.
Yep.
If there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer for you. I'm not an engineer, but I'm challenged with my eyesight, so I brought a bigger plan if anybody wants to see it in a bigger size.
Okay. Just so we can clarify for the record, the application says that there was a dwelling there.
There was a house there, and it's been torn down to the point the foundation is still there. I believe you have pictures of the previous house.
Yeah.
The previous owner that sold it to us, he said he was planning on rehabbing it. He went in, started pulling it apart, and the thing collapsed on him. That's what he told me. I mean, so now we got the land, we already got the conservation approval, health department approval for the lot, and we like to get an approval for basically the same plan we took to the health department and for the septic tank.
Okay. So the previous owner tore it down?
Yes.
Okay. And how long ago was that? Was it?
I mean, we own it for like 8 months now.
Yeah, it was probably around a year.
A year, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it still hasn't been completely torn down. The part of the structure's still there. I mean, the main structure, the foundation.
Okay. So this, what's on yellow on this site plan, that's the
Yeah,
footprint of the
existing
previous
house,
building?
the house that was there that was torn down, or you want to call it the existing foundation, either or.
Okay.
I think you'll notice the new house, I believe it's actually more conforming as far as the setbacks go. We only seek, I believe it's the lot area, which I think it's 20,000 square foot required.
Right.
Whereas the lot's always been existing, it's always had 10,000. It's always been a single family, it's gonna stay a single family. I believe it's been an eyesore for the neighbors, and if you'll see the house that's gonna go up, I think it fits the area very nicely. We've actually built a few of those in Linfield, and people love them.
Oh, yeah, that thing is wrecked.
Any questions from my colleagues?
No, I'm just looking at the Google, that's definitely a tore-up piece of property. I mean, any,
Rio, right next to each other.
Yeah, I'm
They're all
looking at-
sister houses or whatever. They fixed one up, that one collapsed, then the other one's
yeah,
about to collapse.
145, we have the application in, but we weren't able to make it on this meeting, so we're gonna see you guys next month for 145.
Go for the next one.
I mean, the appearance of the new house is within, it keeps with the current decor of the neighborhood, so I don't see
Yeah.
any issue with that.
Are there any questions from members of the public? Because we don't know, I mean, I think it's, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with it. I wouldn't think so, but you never know. But
Yeah, I mean, they have their appeal period.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
been pretty bad for a long time.
Yes, it's been a problem, they have the 14
Okay,
days
so-
in their appeal period, but we can't see it.
So it's, you never know, but it's unlikely that if there were anybody on Zoom, that they'd be saying, no, don't do this, let's
I can't-
I don't think anyone wants to see what's there now.
let's leave a half-built foundation. So, okay, I think I can, I can certainly go along with this one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is there a motion to grant the petition for a variance?
I motion to grant the variance.
Okay, that's by David Parentchief. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Bruce Gingrich. All those any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
All right,
Aye.
Okay, so you heard my spiel. I have 14 days. I guess the only extra caveat here is that, you know, if someone was on Zoom and they couldn't see this, they might, it's unlikely, but they could come out of the woodwork and. Sure. So, they'll get notice of the decision, so.
So
So basically, you're looking at, you know, about a month before you can pull a building permit.
All right, much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
Will the approval letter, it's gonna go to 78 Mill Street?
I assume it goes to, yeah, that's your offices.
Okay, can we pick it up here?
Y- y-
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you
Call and ask,
can.
yeah.
See you next month.
Okay. Okay. Jeez.
Hey, if they're taking down old wrecked up buildings and fixing them,
Yeah. Well, hey.
Yeah, this one wasn't.
there was
We're
nothing there.
gonna make a rehab.
Boy, when they say, I saw the, you know, when they say the cost of land is expensive in Hamilton, it's like,
Yeah, I know.
okay. Okay, next, petition of, for special permit by Silas and Ashley Neri for 8 Villa Road. For a special permit to construct a garage with more than 4 motor vehicle spaces. So just identify yourself for the record, please.
Silas Neri, 8 Villa Road.
Okay,
So we have plans to build a multi-purpose barn, 2 9-foot wide garage doors. Footprint is 30 by 45 deep. And after applying for the permit with the building inspector, he said the formula for the garage spaces works out that we would need to come for a special permit. I think the reality is the way that the barn is designed and will be used, there's only 2 parking spaces in it. The back half of it is meant for shop space, like a workbenches, table saw, stairwell to go upstairs. There's water for hose bibs, but there's no sewer. So it's kind of just a multi-purpose barn space. We got through Concom, no issues. Neighbors are all supportive. So that's kind of the story.
so is there an existing garage?
There isn't. There's an existing cellar hole that's about 150 years old. So that's kind of, it was the area where it's being placed was sort of cleared already. And I had my eye on it to build this barn. And that's what we're,
Okay, so presently no garage space.
correct.
And,
There's 2 bays in the house.
In the house, yeah.
Yeah,
next to
under the house.
okay. So there'll be a total of, per your design, there'll be a total of 4
4.
garage spaces, if
Including the house, correct.
including the house. Okay. And you say there'll be water,
Just 2 hose bibs. Seasonal too. I'm not trenching below the frost line, so.
and no current plans to put a dwelling unit in there.
No plans now or ever.
They won't have the plumbing.
Ever is a long time. but-
Well, it won't be in my lifetime, but yeah, I mean,
But, you know, they just
Sure.
want to, it's not
it'll be there.
salami.
Somebody would have to go
technique.
through a lot of effort to get the septic or the sewer and the water and all that over there. So no, I have no intentions of that, but maybe after I'm gone.
Okay. And you say you have spoken to the neighbors, and they're aware of this? 'Cause-
Neighbors fully supportive. We got through Concom, no issues with them, no issues with the neighbors in that process either.
Okay, 'cause-
So is that there's a wooded trail, so,
There is. It's sort of adjacent. It's not, the barn isn't going on the trail,
yeah.
and the driveway will be a pervious gravel surface on the trail. So that I own the land of the trail.
Okay,
There's a a loosely drafted easement on my deed allowing use.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask if.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it won't be blocked off or anything. In fact, we're improving it. And as part of our order of conditions from Concom, we have to do a bunch of restoration plantings right along there. So we're actually going to be improving the area quite a bit.
Okay.
Any other questions from my colleagues? And are there any particular conditions that we'd want to apply to this?
So you're 180 feet. 270. No, he's got all the setbacks, even if you call it a barn, it's still
I don't,
50 feet back, beyond 50 feet, so
Okay.
it's good there.
So no heat, just the seasonal water,
It'll have
electricity?
and it'll have mini splits just to keep the temperature kind of regulated, but not, not
Okay.
trying to heat it to
Okay.
full winter comfort levels.
Okay. And any other questions? And I would entertain a motion to grant the special permit to construct the barn as presented.
I second. Or I motion, sorry.
Moved by David Parenchief,
I'll second it.
second by Bruce Gingrich. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So, my
34 days,
spiel,
right?
I'd just be, well,
So,
it is what it is, but the fact that we're not able to be on
Right.
Zoom, if someone had
Within the
changed,
appeal period.
you just need to be aware that
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
but,
so I have a quick question, though. We're looking at this, we're saying it's just 2 cars, 2 bays in there, correct? You have 2 bays in a house, so that's 4 bays, that's allowed. So if that's the case, we don't really even,
I think it's because the depth of the
I
garage
yeah.
is.
probably because he
such
could,
that
you
there's
know.
two.
I think
mean,
that
you know,
the building
you could-
inspector applied
Yeah, I
a
mean-
formula to the footprint of the barn and said, well, it could be this even though.
You know, you
Yeah.
build,
Not
you
designed
put
for it.
something and say, oh, it's not a
Yeah.
bedroom, you know, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
It's very Patrick
yeah,
and Heron.
so,
barns are usually big and you can put a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in them.
yeah, so, okay,
All set?
yep,
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
yep. Let's see, okay, so 1, 2, so we did that. Okay, next, this is request for extension or alteration of a non-conforming use under 5.3.4.5 to construct a screen porch for the property at 116 Gregory Island Road, owned by Lawrence Katz. Identify yourself for the record, please.
Everybody knows who I am. No, David Jakewith, architect. This is a property that I worked on from 2005, was rehabbed in 2006. At that time, we went to conservation, but not to this board. And this time, we've been to conservation, got approved, and we had a site plan that showed that the setbacks were proper, but the site plan was not proper. So when the building inspector asked for a site plan, come to find out, we are encroaching on the side yard with a new 10 by 20 screen porch on the right side of the house. And there are other nonconformities because this original building that was here predates zoning. It's on Chabaco Lake. We've had fun with it, and Amy and the Katzes are here, and I've known them for all this period of time, and they keep calling me up. So it's fun. And so we've got a side setback issue, we have a lot coverage issue. Larry has gone to both the butters, one on the right and one on the left, and they have signed a petition, and there are other neighbors that have had no objection. And as far as we know, there is no objection. And we were hoping that we'd get through this board because he has a contractor, Merrickley, ready to go.
Okay. Well, I'll say, I think, you know, you and your clients may be turn out to be very lucky because, say lucky, until quite recently, this would have been treated, because it is, there is an encroachment on the setback. This would have been treated as a variance, which this board has been historically very reluctant to grant, but it was recently brought to our attention, a SJC case, that, the case that I discussed at our last meeting, that basically said that where a property is non-conforming, and a residential property is non-conforming, that an increase in the non-conformity only requires a special permit, not a variance. So it is within the board's discretion to grant this. So with that foundation, do my colleagues have any questions? And this is,
Do we know how close the abutting house is to the property line?
They are at least 15 feet setback. That house was rebuilt 8 or 9 years ago, and they definitely have at least 15 feet
And
from
that
that property.
Okay. No, I'm looking at this other, the older drawing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
incorrect, that's why.
Yeah,
As long as the full-size site plan is the correct one, it's fully.
Yeah.
so this is gonna be a streamed-in porch.
Yes.
Yes.
So, essentially a three-season porch, is that the?
Correct.
No intent, well, I guess, are there any special conditions that the board would want to apply?
just looking through, I don't see anything that,
I think I would just, since you're filing it as a screen porch, not permanent living area, I'd want to put a condition that it, not be enclosed,
Always remain that way.
and not be enclosed and made a permanent part of the, like another room.
Without coming back to the board.
Yeah, so. Any other questions or comments? Then I would, assuming the board's okay with that condition, then I would entertain a motion to grant the special permit with the condition that the porch essentially remain a screened-in porch and not be enclosed or made part of the dwelling unit. Is there a motion?
I motion.
By David Parent-Chief, second.
I guess I second it.
Second by Bruce Gingrich. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you.
Okay, 14 days, 20-day appeal period. And,
Thank you.
yep.
Thank you.
And you can get built.
Okay, so did we reach, do we email?
Yes, I got a response.
From George Pucci?
Yes, so,
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to continue,
continue it to a date certain.
which would be first Wednesday in July, which I believe, well,
Thank you.
We wouldn't do a makeup session for,
I'm sorry?
we wouldn't do a makeup session for it.
You mean?
Like a special,
Sometime
couple
during the
weeks.
month?
Yeah, during the month of June. And not that I'm like itching for us to all get together again, but.
I mean, it would be,
I
To
think,
move
given
it
all of this, I think let's just continue it to our regular meeting,
Great.
because, which is, so let's,
It'd be the July, step 6.
6.
July 6th.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Harbor Light Community Partners application for comprehensive permit at 466 Highland Street is continued to July 6th. That leaves us with minutes from the May minutes, if folks have had a chance to review them, if they're ready to vote on them. If not, we can hold them over till the next meeting.
I got it. I accept the May minutes.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the May 4th, 22 minutes?
No motion to approve them.
Motion by Bruce Gingrich.
I second.
Good.
All, further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay. Then, I think that's all we have and can do at this hearing. So is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Bruce Gingrich, second.
I second.
Second by David Parenchief. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, okay. Very good. Thanks. Well, what was...